He is ascended.
He is ascended indeed. Hallelujah.
Welcome everybody to First English Lutheran Church of Dorset on this 7th Sunday of Easter. Our Lord ascended. We celebrated His ascension last Thursday, and we recognize the fact that He has ascended to the right hand of the Father to rule His church and to keep His promise to be with us always. You might notice that's why the Paschal candle is no longer lit. It was extinguished on Ascension. Some special prayers. First of all, although it's been a very strange spring for them and a strange end of their high school careers, we want to congratulate both Tim and Shep on graduating from Nevis High School, and our prayers are with them and what they do this fall, and hopefully will be in college this fall. I believe Tim is going to be at the University of Minnesota Morris. Is that right? Does that sound right? Forgive me, Kim, I think that's right. And Shep is going to be at Bemidji State. And Lord willing, they will both be able to continue their education in classrooms. We hope and pray. Also, last week I announced we were praying for Dale Johanning, one of those strange situations with this coronavirus that has people concerned and scared. A 48-year-old, perfectly healthy man, no other issues, no diabetes, things like that, who found himself on a ventilator in a St. Cloud hospital fighting for his life with coronavirus. He is out of the hospital and recovering. I talked to a very good friend of his the other day who had talked to him recently and said it is a serious thing. What he went through was terrible. And our thoughts and prayers are continue to be with him and his family as he's recovering. We're so thankful that he is. And also a special prayer of thanksgiving to God for the birth of Abigail Renee Freeman, Rose's great-granddaughter, and her grandson Abram's daughter, just born the other day. So we're thankful, and our prayers and thoughts are with the whole family. With that, please know we will be following Divine Service Setting 4, if you're following along at home in the Lutheran Service Book. And our opening hymn, as well as our sermon hymn, will be hymn 594, God's Own Child, I Gladly Say It. We will sing the first 2 stanzas for opening, and the last 3 stanzas for our sermon hymn. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Our help is in the name of the Lord.
Who made heaven and earth.
If you, O Lord, kept a record of sin, O Lord, who could stand?
But with you there is forgiveness, therefore you are feared.
Since we are gathered to hear God's word, call upon Him in prayer and praise, and receive the body and blood of our Lord Jesus Christ in the fellowship of this altar. Let us first consider our unworthiness and confess before God and one another that we have sinned in thought, word, and deed, and that we cannot free ourselves from our sinful condition. Together as His people, let us take refuge in the infinite mercy of God, our Heavenly Father, seeking His grace for the sake of Christ, and saying, God, be merciful to me, a sinner. Almighty God, have mercy upon us, forgive us our sins, and lead us to everlasting life. Amen. Dear friends, Almighty God in his great mercy has given his Son to die for you, and for his sake he forgives you all your sins. As a called and ordained servant of Christ, and by his authority, I therefore forgive you all your sins in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
We now join together in reading our psalm for this morning. Our psalm, or our intro, it is Psalm 41. We will read this together responsively, whole verse by whole verse. And I will begin with verse 1. Blessed is the one who considers the poor. In the day of trouble, the Lord delivers him.
The Lord protects him and keeps him alive. He is called blessed in the land. You do not give him up to the will of his enemies.
The Lord sustains him on his sickbed. In his illness, you restore him to full health.
As for me, I said, O Lord, be gracious to me. Heal me, for I have sinned against you.
My enemies say of me in malice, when will he die and his name perish?
And when one comes to see me, he utters empty words, while his heart gathers iniquity. When he goes out, he tells it abroad.
All who hate me whisper together about me. They imagine the worst for me.
They say a deadly thing is poured out on him. He will not rise again from where he lies.
Even my close friend, in whom I trusted, who ate my bread, has lifted his heel against me.
But you, O Lord, be gracious to me, and raise me up, that I may repay them.
By this I know that you delight in me. My enemy will not shout in triumph over me.
But you have upheld me because of my integrity, and set me in your presence forever.
Blessed be the Lord, the God of Israel, from everlasting to everlasting. Amen and amen.
Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, as it was in the beginning, is now, and will be forever. Amen. The Lord be with you. And also with you.
Let us pray. O King of glory, Lord of hosts, uplifted in triumph far above all heavens, we pray, leave us not without consolation, but send us the Spirit of truth, whom you promised from the Father. For you live and reign with the Father and the Holy Spirit, one God, now and forever.
Amen.
Please be seated. Our first reading for the seventh Sunday of Easter is from Acts chapter 1, verses 12 through 26, picking up just after the text that describes our Lord's ascension to the right hand of the Father. Then the apostles returned to Jerusalem from the mount called Olivet, which is near Jerusalem, a Sabbath day journey away. And when they had entered, they went up to the upper room where they were staying, Peter and John and James and Andrew, Philip and Thomas, Bartholomew and Matthew, James the son of Alphaeus, and Simon the Zealot, and Judas the son of James. All these with one accord were devoting themselves to prayer, together with the women and Mary the mother of Jesus and his brothers. In those days Peter stood up among the brothers. The company of persons was about 120, and he said, "Brothers, the scripture had to be fulfilled, which the Holy Spirit spoke beforehand by the mouth of David, concerning Judas, who became a guide to those who arrested Jesus. For he was numbered among us, and was allotted his share in the ministry. Now this man bought a field with the reward of his wickedness, and falling headlong, he burst open in the middle, and all of his bowels gushed out. And it became known to all the inhabitants of Jerusalem, so that the field was called, in their own language, Akeldama, that is, field of blood. For it is written in the book of Psalms, May his camp become desolate, and let there be no one to dwell in it. And let another take his office. So one of the men who have accompanied us, during all the time the Lord Jesus went in and out amongst us, beginning from the baptism of John until the day when he was taken up from us, one of these men must become with us witness to his resurrection. And they put forward two, Joseph, called Barsabbas, who was also called Justus, and Matthias. And they prayed and said, You, Lord, who know the hearts of all, show which one of these two you have chosen to take place in this ministry and apostleship, from which Judas turned aside to go to his own place. And they cast lots for them, and the lot fell on Matthias, and he was numbered with the 11 apostles. This is the word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
Our epistle is from 1 Peter chapter 4, verses 12 through 19, and chapter 5, verses 6 through 11. Beloved, do not be surprised at the fiery trial when it comes upon you to test you, as though something strange were happening to you. But rejoice insofar as you share Christ's sufferings, that you may also rejoice and be glad when his glory is revealed. If you are insulted for the name of Christ, you are blessed, because the Spirit of glory and of God rests upon you. But let none of you suffer as a murderer or a thief, or an evildoer, or as a meddler. Yet if anyone suffers as a Christian, let him not be ashamed, but let him glorify God in that name. For it is time for judgment to begin at the household of God. And if it begins with us, what will be the outcome for those who do not obey the gospel of God? And if the righteous is scarcely saved, what will become of the ungodly and the sinner? Therefore, let those who suffer according to God's will entrust their souls to a faithful Creator while doing good. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, so that at the proper time he may exalt you, casting all your anxieties on him, because he cares for you. Be sober-minded, be watchful. Your adversary, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking someone to devour. Resist him, firm in your faith, knowing that the same kinds of suffering are being experienced by your brotherhood throughout the world. And after you have suffered a little while, the God of all grace, who has called you to his eternal glory in Christ, will himself restore, confirm, strengthen, and establish you. To him be the dominion forever and ever. Amen. This too is the word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
We rise for the reading of the Holy Gospel. Gospel according to St. John, the 17th chapter.
Glory to you, O Lord.
When Jesus had spoken these words, he lifted up his eyes to heaven and said, Father, the hour has come. Glorify your Son, that the Son may glorify you, since you have given him authority over all flesh, to give eternal life to all whom you have given him. And this is eternal life, that they know you, the only true God, and Jesus Christ, whom you have sent. I glorified you on earth, having accomplished the work that you gave me to do. And now, Father, glorify me in your own presence, with the glory that I had with you before the world existed. I have manifested your name to the people whom you gave me out of the world. Yours they were, and you gave them to me, and they have kept your word. Now they know that everything you have given me is from you. For I have given them the words you gave me, and they have received them, and have come to know in truth that I came from you, and they have believed that you sent me. I am praying for them. I am not praying for the world, but for those whom you have given me, for they are yours. All mine are yours, and yours are mine, and I am glorified in them. And I am no longer in the world, but they are in the world, and I am coming to you. Holy Father, keep them in your name, which you have given me, that they may be one, even as we are one. This is the gospel of our Lord.
Praise to you, O Christ.
We now join together in confessing our faith in the Apostles' Creed. I believe in God, the Father Almighty, maker of heaven and earth, and in Jesus Christ, his only Son, our Lord, who was conceived by the Holy Spirit, born of the Virgin Mary, suffered under Pontius Pilate, was crucified, died, and was buried. He descended into hell. The third day he rose again from the dead. He ascended into heaven, and sits at the right hand of God the Father Almighty. From thence he will come to judge the living and the dead. I believe in the Holy Spirit, the holy Christian Church, the communion of saints, the forgiveness of sins, the resurrection of the body, and the life everlasting. Amen. Please be seated. We continue with our sermon hymn, the last three stanzas of hymn 594, God's Own Child, I Gladly Say.
All your might has gone.
Friends, grace, peace, and mercy be yours from God our Father and our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen. Our text for this morning, summed up in one verse from our first reading in Acts, chapter 1, verse 26. Then they cast lots, and the lot fell to Matthias, so he was added to the 11 apostles. 12 is a really big number in Scripture. 12's talked about a lot. 12's talked about a lot in our readings for this evening. Very important. Obviously, at the base level, the number 12 in the Old Testament stands for the 12 tribes of Israel, God's people. And then the number 12 in the New Testament stands for the same thing in reality, the 12 apostles, who then continue to add to the number of God's people as they proclaim the word of Christ, the good news of the gospel. So 12 is such an important number, and it can't be overlooked or set aside as if it weren't. But then, for us this evening, or this morning, sitting here worshiping, 12 doesn't mean anything legalistic to us. It doesn't mean that we can only gather in groups of 12. Doesn't mean anything like that. But it's important. And there's a reason why we have this passage in Scripture of Matthias being chosen to replace Judas. 12 is significant. In fact, for 15 years, I've wondered, although people may be a little bigger today, but I've often thought, you could really fit 12 at the communion rail if you push people together. And I wondered if that was initially something that was thought about by the architects when they created this communion rail. I don't know if it was or not, and we certainly don't commune 12 now. But in any event, 12's a big deal. Our text for this morning paints a wonderful contrast too. When we think about replacing Judas with Matthias, it lays out this contrast between Jesus and Judas that is so important to keep in mind. We're told, first of all, in our reading, that their Old Testament passage, which by the way was our psalm, if you caught it for this morning, the Old Testament psalm, Psalm 41, predicts Judas and what he would do, how he would betray Christ. Now, we always think about the Old Testament predicting and prophesying the coming of Christ and Jesus, but it's interesting how that prophecy is not just about Jesus, it's about Judas as well. And we're told that just as Jesus would be welcomed and would bring people to him, the opposite is true of Judas. We're told Judas and his camp would be without any people, would be empty, would be desolate. We're also told that Judas was numbered amongst the disciples, the apostles, as we know, but that came to nothing. His membership, or his being a part of that group, amounted to nothing because he was a transgressor, because he gave up his faith and he betrayed our Lord. There's also a similarity between Jesus and Judas in their death. We're told in Deuteronomy chapter 21, verse 23, "Cursed is anyone who is hung from a tree." Now think of the contrast between these two. Both Jesus and Judas were hung from trees. Jesus, the sinless, spotless Lamb of God, who had no sin, was hung on a tree, the cross, with our sin, to become a curse for us, to take our curse on himself. He who had no sin became sin for us, so that on a tree he could remove the curse from us. Yet Judas also hung on a tree, not by his enemies, not by those who wanted to defeat him, but hung on a tree by his own hand. He died having lost faith in Christ, having been selfishly turned upon himself, and he hung himself, retaining the curse that Deuteronomy speaks of. Contrast is very interesting. There's also a striking difference between Judas and Jesus in their death. It's a little hard to hear at first. The reading itself is a little hard to hear. Our Lord, though, as we know, on the cross, after he said, "It is finished," and completed everything necessary for our salvation, he was pierced by the Roman centurion, and out of his side flowed water and blood, reminding us of the salvation that he won for us and what that means for us. Judas, on the other hand, having been hanged by his own hand on the tree, we know he burst his innards open, being in the sun, and all of his bowels spilled out onto that field. What a sharp contrast between the two deaths. The death of our Lord for the salvation of all, water and blood pouring out. The death of Judas, unbeliever in his selfishness, pouring out onto the ground with the curse that we made on him because he was apart from Christ. Then there's the tomb. Jesus was laid in a tomb that belonged to a friend and follower and was cared for by his friends. His body was cared for, properly prepared for burial. He was laid there by people who loved him, who cared for him as the Savior of the world. Judas, on the other hand, there's no record at all of Judas being buried. All we know is more than likely Judas was cut down from that rope and allowed to die there, be there, dead on the ground, without a proper burial, without anyone coming to visit him. And as Scripture tells us, those who are desolate, those who walk away from God, they have no one to care for them. They have no friends to watch out for them, to care about their end and where they go. Now, one other contrast, laid in a borrowed tomb, Jesus was buried in the very creation that he came to redeem. That's fascinating. Ironically, Judas was cast onto the field that he had purchased with the 30 pieces of silver, that was purchased, I should say, with the 30 pieces of silver that he got for betraying the Lord of life. And finally, remember that this passage, as I mentioned right before I read the Acts passage, our first reading for this morning, takes place just after our Lord ascends into heaven to the right hand of the Father. And remember what he tells his dear apostles in John chapter 14. "I go and prepare a place for you." The final contrast with Judas for this morning is that we're told by Peter that Judas, he went to his own place. Judas wasn't going to the place the Lord had prepared for all who belonged to him. Judas was going to his own place, hell, separated from God the Father for all eternity. And that's the despair that Judas lived with. That's the despair that awaits all who are outside of Christ's grace and mercy and forgiveness. All who reject the free gift of mercy, forgiveness, salvation, and life that Jesus, our Savior, won on the cross. So with that, this lengthy description of the contrast, the comparison between Jesus and Judas, we see that Judas represents for us the law. Judas represents the law to all who stand outside of Christ's grace, who for one reason or another choose not to receive the gifts that Christ won. Jesus, on the other hand, Jesus' death, his death represents the gospel. It is the gospel. It's literally the gospel for us, because his death on the cross in our place brings us life. That we, rather than going to our own place like Judas, may go to be with Jesus in his Father's house, in the mansion with many rooms, so that room that he has prepared for us, because he is our Lord. So this is where our text begins, really. This is the context of what's happening in this passage. Peter and the other apostles, the 11, are gathering together because Judas is gone and because the Lord is gone. Judas to his own place, the Lord to the right hand of the Father to prepare our place for us. But now we're left with 11. We're left with 11, and that number is not the number God wants. God, this is unfinished business, and God will never leave unfinished business. So God has Peter and the others come together to restore the number to 12. To choose an apostle to take the place of Judas, who went his own way. And we're told, very interestingly, that there were 2 men out of 120. By the way, 120, 12 times 10, see the number 12 again, it's all over. Out of 120, we know that there were 2 that fulfilled the requirements to be an apostle, to take the place of Judas. And the requirements for that were men who had been with the Lord since he began his ministry, up until the time that he was taken up to heaven at the ascension. Those 2 men that qualified were Matthias and Justus. And then what did they do? What did the disciples do, the apostles? How did they pick the replacement? I always think about this. I think about this because I know a situation in a church where they use this as an example to call a pastor. I think about this wonderful example. Instead of getting together and haggling, humanly speaking, over who knew who would be the best person to take the place and what qualifications would be best, and we think he's better, no, he is better, we think this person will do a better job, we think this person's better with children, we think this person's better with older people, we think this person has a wife that can play the organ, whatever. They didn't do any of that. They let the Lord choose the person that would go about the ministry of his kingdom, that would be the 12th member of the apostles to take his word out to the world. They cast lots. They simply cast lots, knowing who was qualified, Justus and Matthias, and the Lord chose Matthias. Now it's interesting, this is Matthias' 15 minutes of fame. Because if you study your scriptures at all, and I hope all of you do, you know that you never hear Matthias' name again. Matthias was numbered with the 12. The Lord's 12 were restored. And now his people would continue to be gathered by that number 12 as they went out into the world with his word, his gospel, his gifts, his sacraments, to make his kingdom come. How wonderful is that? And we don't know what happened to Matthias. It's interesting. I did a little checking. There's, like all things related to the apostles, there's legends, there's folklore things. We don't know. We don't have any idea. But one thing we know about Matthias is for sure. Matthias was known by the Lord. Matthias was chosen by the Lord to go out and to proclaim his gospel and to share the good news with those in the world. And so we don't know anything about Matthias, but we know this. We know that one day we will know him and recognize him in heaven because he continued to fulfill the Lord's mission. It's interesting. What this text is really about, it reminds us how the Lord can always be trusted. How nothing will ever keep his promise from being fulfilled. The promise he made from the beginning after sin entered the world. The promise that he reiterated throughout all of the Old Testament. the promise he kept reminding his dear people of, that he would continue to bring his people, his children, to him, and that they would belong to him. Whoever believed in the promise of his Son and the gifts that he offered through him would be his child forever. We get an interesting glimpse at the end of all of Scripture. In the final chapter of the book of Revelation, we see the number 12 pop up again. In the book of Revelation, when we see that there are all of these people, the multitude that at first glance is too large for anyone to count the number of those dressed in white in heaven. Shortly thereafter, we're told, in response to a question from St. John to the elder, we're told, those are the 144,000. Those are the representative of all of God's people. 12 times 12 plus 1,000. 144,000. The 12,000 from the Old Testament, the 12,000 from the New Testament, multiplied together with the number of 1,000 being the perfect number, the complete number. So here we have a picture, a snapshot of God keeping his promise completely for all who are called by name, baptized into Christ, will be among the 144,000 in heaven. What does this mean for us? What does this mean for us as we continue to go through this very difficult time? As we now are moving towards the possibility of opening up again and being able to come together again, that brings with it concern for people, anxiety, all the things that are happening in the world, people dealing with sicknesses and illnesses, and on top of the coronavirus, all sorts of things that bring anxiety. This text reminds us that no matter what happens, God's promise is sure and certain and true. All of us, because of our baptism into Christ, are God's own children. We belong to him. We're numbered in the 144,000 in Revelation. We belong to those that Jesus sent his apostles out to bring to him. And nothing, no matter what happens in our lives here, in the lives of loved ones, no matter what happens with this coronavirus pandemic or anything else, we know that we belong to Christ, and his promise that we will be with him one day is absolutely true and certain and written in stone. Satan will do everything he can to try to make us doubt that, believe me. He'll do everything he can to make us think somehow that can't be true. If it was, why is all this happening? Why are we so anxious? Why are people dying? Why are people hurting? But in response to that, our Lord would have us sing what we sang in stanza 3 of our sermon hymn. Satan, hear this proclamation. I am baptized into Christ. Drop your ugly accusation. I am not so soon enticed. Now that to the font I've traveled, all your might has come unraveled, and against your tyranny, God my Lord unites with me. Dear friends, dear fellow redeemed, dear children of our Heavenly Father, rejoice that you belong to him. You are forgiven all your sins, and in Christ all of God's promises for you will certainly remain forever. In Jesus' name, amen. And now the peace of God, which passes all understanding, keep your hearts and minds forever in Christ Jesus unto life everlasting. Amen. He is ascended.
He is
Ascended indeed. Hallelujah. We now continue with the prayer of the church. Guard your people, O Lord, and grant us unity of faith and singleness of heart as we come to you in prayer. Lord, you have promised not to abandon your people, but to be with us always. Grant us grace to hear your word with faith and receive your holy sacrament with repentant hearts, and to keep what we hear and receive upon our lips in holy lives. Lord, in your mercy.
Hear our prayer.
Lord, you have delivered the saints from the fiery trial and raised up the martyrs from the darkness of death to everlasting life. Give us courage that we may give bold witnesses to the truth in our own day and proclaim Jesus Christ to the ends of the earth. Lord, in your mercy.
Hear our prayer.
Lord, you have pledged to us your Spirit and promised to supply your church with pastors who will preach and teach your word faithfully and truthfully. Give us ears to hear and hearts to believe your word. Raise up those who will serve your church in generations to come, that we may never be without the aid of those to serve us in your name. Lord, in your mercy.
Hear our prayer.
Lord, you have power over all things, and appoint and order on earth for the protection of the weak, the punishment of evildoers, and the encouragement of virtue. Bless President Trump, our president. Bless Governor Walz, our governor, and all who make, administer, and judge our laws. Give them wisdom for the challenges of our times, and preserve them from self-serving concerns. Give us grace that we may honor the gift of liberty and be good citizens and neighbors to all. Lord, in your mercy.
Hear our prayer.
Lord, you have compassion upon all who suffer. Give grace to the sick, to those with mental illness, to the dying in their last hours, and to those who grieve. We especially ask you to be with those that we mentioned at the beginning of service this morning, and with all those we name before you in our hearts, dear Lord. Grant them patience in their afflictions, and deliver them according to your gracious will. Lord, in your mercy.
Hear our prayer.
Lord, you are the source of all wisdom and knowledge. Bless those who teach, those who learn, and especially those who graduate this year. Be the hope of those whose plans have been disappointed, and grant that all graduates would find good employment. Guide them in pursuit of your word and truth, and to live honorably. Live honorable lives in worthy vocations, that in all things, Lord, you may be glorified. Lord, in your mercy.
Hear our prayer.
Lord, you have given us your own Son as our Savior and Redeemer. We thank you for that, and we ask you to remind us each and every day that we belong to you as your dear children, baptized into Christ. And no matter what temptations the evil one brings our way, we belong to you, and nothing can change that. You are our Lord, and you promise us that you are preparing that room for us so that we may be with you always. Thank you for giving us your word and sacrament to strengthen us against those evil plans of the evil one. Keep us in the faith always, and see us home at last. Lord, in your mercy.
Hear our prayer.
Lord, you have daily and richly supplied us with all things for this body and life. Give us grateful hearts that we may receive your gifts with thanksgiving and bring to you our tithes and offerings. Lord, in your mercy.
Hear our prayer.
Lord, we rejoice in the Savior's promise to guard all people who wear your name by baptism and faith, until we are with you in your presence forevermore. Guard us against the devil who prowls about like a roaring lion, seeking those whom he might devour. Grant us the power to resist him and trust in you without fear. Through Jesus Christ our Lord, who lives and reigns with you and the Holy Spirit, one God, now and forever.
Amen.
And now, trusting in our Lord and his promises, we are bold to pray together. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Let us bless the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord look upon you with favor and give you peace.
Amen.
We now sing together our closing hymn, hymn 683, Jesus, thy boundless love to me. He is ascended.
He is ascended indeed.
Hallelujah.
I pray that you all have a wonderful and happy day in the Lord. Happy Memorial Day weekend. Members of First English, I ask that you would stick around and watch the remainder of what's going to come on to the video shortly as we talk about things in our future leading to opening up again Holy Communion. Have a blessed day in the Lord, everyone. God bless. Wanted to let you know, as many of you know already from talking to your elders, we are starting to open things up and look towards opening things up safely here at First English where we can get together and worship. The first thing is this Tuesday, we are starting to have 2 communion services a day, 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 10 o'clock and 6 o'clock on Wednesdays and Fridays, so that those who have missed the very body and blood of Christ over the last 2 months can receive the Holy Sacrament. Also, and by the way, if you haven't had a chance to and you want to take part in those communion services, please call Jeannie. She has the sign-up list for those days, the number of people. We're only allowing 9 people. I'll be the 10th in those services, but Jeannie will get you signed up for those. Also, right now, we plan on resuming live worship together here at First English Lutheran Church of Dorset on Sunday, June 7th. We will be doing everything related to social distancing, sanitizing. We're asking people to bring masks, wear masks. We have some here for people if you need them. We'll be talking about all those details. In fact, I ask you to please look for the details concerning our reopening on June 7th in the newsletter that you will be getting shortly. If you have any questions, please contact your elder, call me, or call Jeannie in the church office. Look forward to seeing everyone again. God bless. Have a blessed day in the Lord.